Hello and welcome to part 16 of my Deku Minecraft pixel art tutorial. Alright, in this part we will be able to finish the hair. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start down here right above his left ear. And we're going to start with our green wool. And starting from this corner right here, we're going to hug the outline of this open area up until we get up here. So I'll just do that with you guys so you can see what we are doing. Alright, so it should look just like this. Alright. Now we'll go back up to the top of the outline we just hugged, and right below the right block we're going to place another green wool, just like this. Alright, just to make it a little easier, we'll fill in this area with lime wool, and then we'll fill in the rest of that empty area with the lime wool as well. It's a small area, so I'll go ahead and do that with you guys. So it should look exactly like that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and switch back to our green wool. We're going to fly up to this one block diagonal that is connected to these 6 blocks going across. And right next to the 1 block going diagonal, we're going to place 2 blocks going across to the right. It's 1, 2. Now we're going to place 4 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2, 3. And now 2 sets of 2s going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 2. It should look just like this. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in this empty space right here, the small one, with the green wool. Just like that. Alright. Also, we're going to fill in this backwards and upside down small L shape with the green wool. Just like that. Going up from this L shape, we're going to find this single block going diagonal up to the left. Underneath it, we're going to place 3 blocks going across to the left, starting underneath it. It's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to place 6 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to place 1 block going diagonal up to the left. It's 1. Now place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. That's 1, 2. Go ahead and fill in this empty area with the green wool. And then up here, there's another single empty space. We can go ahead and fill that in with our lime wool. Perfect. Now we're going to fill in 3 areas. We're going to fill in this area that we just created with the green wool. Then we're going to head over and fill in this smaller area with the green wool. And right below it, we're going to fill in this bigger area with the lime wool. So go ahead and do that now. When you're done, it should look exactly like this. Alright, we're going to find this single block going diagonal once again. And going up to the right of it, we're going to place 2 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the right. So that's 1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 2. Now we're going to place 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. Should look just like this. Now we're going to fly up to these 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. And then we're going to add, with our green wool, 1 more block going diagonal up to the right. It's 1. Alright. Now we're going to add 3 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 1, 2, 3. It should look exactly like this. Now, going diagonal down from the 3rd set of 2 we just placed, we're going to fill in this single empty space with our green wool. And then a little bit below and to the left, we see this other single empty space. We're going to switch to our lime wool and fill that in. So everything we've done so far should look just like this. Alright. Now we're going to fly up to these 2 sets of linked 2s going across. And starting on the right, we're going to add 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2. Now we're going to add 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. So it's 1, 2, and 3. And now to connect these, we're going to place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2. Alright. Now we see these 2 single empty spaces underneath the lightning and in between the black concrete. We're going to go ahead and fill those in with our green wool, just like that. Alright. Now we're going to fill in 2 areas real fast. Well, 3 areas. Actually, see this single empty space to the left? Fill it in with green wool, just like that. And then up here, we see another single empty space near the top of this hair strand. Fill that in with green wool as well. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and fill in this empty space where my cursor is right below the lightning with green wool. And then move over and fill in this empty space right underneath the thick line of black concrete with green wool. So go ahead and do that now. When you're finished, it should look exactly like this. And just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves when we fill everything in, we're going to go ahead and fill in a couple of single empty spaces. So pull out your placement block, and we see this single empty space right here where we have our 2 sets of 2 linked blocks, that 1 block diagonal and then 3 blocks going across. We're going to go ahead and fill that in with our placement block, because that is not going to be filled in with any color ever. That is going to remain empty. And if we move over to the left a little bit, we're going to take out our lime wool and fill in this single empty space with lime wool. Alright, now we're going to move up right next to this chunk of green wool we just filled in, and we see this single empty space. Go ahead and fill that in with lime wool. So here are the areas we filled in. We have placement block, lime wool, and lime wool. Alright, now we're going to move over a little bit, and we see this 1 block diagonal from the lining, 2 blocks across, and then 3 blocks across. We are going to go ahead and start on the right of the 2 blocks and on top of the 3 blocks with our green wool. So on the right of these 2 blocks, we're going to add 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1 and 2. Now we're going to move to the right and find this, I believe it was 16 black concretes going across. And from the left, we are going to add, starting on the left, we're going to add 2 blocks going across to the left. It's 1, 2, just like that. Now we're going to add 1 block going diagonal down to the left. So that's 1. Right. And we did forget to color in a bit of the lightning, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and grab your green lime concrete, your verdant frog light, and your lime concrete powder. So we are going to start with our lime concrete, and from these 2 blocks going diagonal of the green wool, on the right side of it, we're going to add 2 lime concretes going diagonal down to the right. So that's 1, and then that's 2. Alright. Now still going diagonal, we're going to use our lime concrete powder and add 2 more blocks going diagonal down to the right. So that's 1 and 2. Now go ahead and fill in these 2 small empty spaces with our green wool. Just like that. Should look exactly like this. Alright. Now from the topmost block of the 2 lime concretes going diagonal, we are going to add 1 more block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. Should look just like this. And now we're going to place 2 more blocks going diagonal down to the right. So that's 1 and 2. Now we're going to place 2 more blocks going across on the lower level to the right. So that's 1 and 2. And now add one block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1. Now with our verdant frog light, we're going to fill in these 3 single empty spaces and this 2 wide empty space with our verdant frog light. So go ahead, I'll do that with you guys. And it should look just like this. Now we can go ahead and get rid of our lime concrete powder, our frog light, and our lime concrete because we will not be needing it anymore. We can also get rid of our black concrete. We hopefully won't be needing that anymore. So yes, it should look exactly like this. Now, let's see. Yes, so we are going to go ahead and move below. You see this section of hair right here, below the lightning we just finished. We are going to find these 3 blocks going diagonal, and we're going to pull out our green wool, and underneath the topmost block going diagonal, we're going to add 1 green wool underneath it. It's 1, just like this. Now we're going to go ahead and add 6 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2. And now 1 block going diagonal down to the right. It's 1. And then 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. It's 1, 2. Should look just like this. Now we have these 5 blocks going across right here. From the right, we're going to place a linked 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the right with our green wool. It's 1, 2. And it should look exactly like that. Alright, now we are going to go ahead and fill in these 2 single empty spaces with our green wool, just like this. It should look just like that. Alright, now we're going to fly up to these 3 lime concretes going across with the 2 going diagonal from the middle. And on the right side of the 3 going across, we're going to add 1 green wool going diagonal up to the right. It's 1. Now we're going to add 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2. And now 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Now on top of the first block of the 2 going across, we're going to add 1 more green wool on top of it. It's 1. And now we're going to place a linked 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. So it's 1, 2. It should look exactly like this. Now we're going to add a linked 3 blocks going across to the right. That's a 1, 2, 3. Alright, now we're going to add a linked 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2. Just like this. And now we are going to add another linked 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2. Perfect. Now on the left side of the 2 that we just placed, we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. It's 1. Now we're going to add 4 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to count in 2 to the right from the 4 we just placed. So it's 1, 2. And underneath it, we're going to go ahead and place 5 blocks going across to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should look just like this. And from those 5 blocks we just placed, we're going to add a linked 5 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now add 1 block going diagonal down to the left, sorry. That's 1. And on top of this, starting on the left side again from the 5 going across, we're going to add 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2. And now a linked 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Now we're going to add 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right this time. 1, 2. And now 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. That's 1 and 2. All right. Now we're going to move over to these 2 black concretes going across. That's connected to the lightning. And on the right side of it, we're going to add 3 blocks going straight down. So it's 1, 2, and 3, just like this. Now we're going to add 1 block to the right of the bottom block. That's 1. And then we're going to add a linked 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. So everything we've done, it should look exactly like this. All right. Now we're going to switch back to our green terracotta. And on top of the linked 3 blocks we placed, we are now going to add 15 green terracottas going across to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. It should look just like that. Now we're going to add 1 block going diagonal down to the right. It's 1. And next to this 1 black concrete going diagonal, from the right side, we're going to add 2 terracottas going diagonal up to the left. So 1, 2. Just like this. Now we're going to fill in this single empty space with the green terracotta. Just like that. And then fill in this empty space with the green terracotta. I'll go ahead and do that with you guys. So it should look just like this. Alright, now from these 15 blocks going across, we are going to add 1 block going diagonal. We had 1 down to the right, now we're going to add 1 up to the right. That's 1. Now we're going to have 2 more blocks going diagonal up to the right. It's 1 and 2. And then we're going to move over to the right just a little bit where we have this squared off area. And we're going to place 2 terracottas going across on top of these 2 empty spaces. That's 1, 2. Just like that. And now on top of that rightmost block, we're going to add 1 more green terracotta. That's 1. Alright, it should look just like this. Alright, now we're going to move up to these 3 sets of 2s, and we're going to start from the top. And starting on the left side, we're going to add a linked 5 blocks going up on the left side. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just like that. Now, starting from the 2 blocks again, we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. It's 1. And now we're going to add 3 blocks going diagonal down to the right. It's 1, 2, and 3. Should look just like this. Now we're going to place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. It's 1, 2. And now 1 block going diagonal down to the right. It's 1. And now 3 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. 1, 2, and 3. And now a linked 3 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. 1, 2, 3. And now 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. 1, 2. Should look exactly like this. Alright, now with the green terracotta, we're going to fill in everything in between the green terracotta and the black concrete. So these 2 single empty spaces, this empty space, 2 more single empty spaces, and then this empty space. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with you guys. It's not too much. So you can see what it looks like when we're done. And it should look just like this. Alright, now we're going to fill in a couple of spaces with our green wool. Let me take a look back so that this is a bit easier. Alright, we're going to fill in this empty space right here with our green wool where my cursor is right now. And then we're going to fill in the area right above it. That's not filled in. Right here with the green wool. Then we're going to move over to the left, fill in this smaller area with the green wool. And then right above it, this area with the green wool, including those 2 blocks that are empty. So those are 4, technically 5 if you include the small block right there. So that's 1, this area, and then 2 this bigger area, then 3 this area, 4 this that small area, and then 5 this area. So go ahead and do that now. Alright, when you are done, it should look exactly like this. Now for the final part of this tutorial, we are going to fill in the rest of his hair. Let me clarify something real quick. This area right here, we're going to go ahead and fill this in with our placement block. This area is not his hair, so do not fill that in with the lime wool. But everything else in between this black outline above his hairline is going to be filled in with the lime wool. Don't forget that placement block, and don't forget not to fill that area in as well. So now you can go ahead and finish up this tutorial part. When you are done, it should look exactly like this. All of his hair should be filled in. I'm taking a look back so you can see the finer details of all of his hair. And I went ahead and deleted the placement block, so that space should be empty as well as that single empty space. And congratulations, you finished the hair. In the next part, part 17, it should be the final part. We're going to go ahead and fill in the rest of his remaining face and t-shirt. So look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.